Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as well as the vast majority of crypto and finance. Let's just dive in, and let's start off with this meme here. So we do see November 2022, 15K Bitcoin, most of the market completely shattered. Moments later, we've seen a whole bunch of banks collapsing 99%. April 2023, 30K Bitcoin, up a massive 80%. Now, mind you, and actually 100% as well, but mind you, as we look at what happened within crypto, it has been incredible, to say the least, to watch crypto bounce back the way it has. We do see over the last year, crypto has seen collapse of FTX, largest fraud in recent history, collapse of regional banking system, 2 trillion bear market, largest in history, over 300 lawsuits and regulation cases, multiple crypto lender bankruptcies, yet Bitcoin is up 80% year to date and just hit 30K. This market is incredibly resilient. And also take into accountability, XRP. Look at XRP, right? We had the lawsuit 2 years ago. We had major delistings. We have orchestrated massive amounts of FUD all over Twitter, all over YouTube, yet XRP is still in the top 10. This market, when you actually have value tied to something, when you have efficiencies that could drive massive disruption, it is going to be resilient. Now, mind you, this is just the beginning. I've said it. As we look at crypto and as we look at what's happening around finance, I believe that we have an incredible opportunity here. I said over on Twitter, going all the way back in March, I reported on this actually. I said, this has been my idea around crypto, and I believe it will happen. We will probably see gold and silver get a lot of focus too. And here we have from Kevin Cage, going all the way back to March as well. Imagine this narrative playing out over the next 12 months. Other large banks fail. Those with cash left flock to crypto. And here we had from Mario Nalfall, over on Twitter, 186 banks have similar risk as Silicon Valley Bank. Remember, as we see these banks having the same risk, what do you think happens next? And also remember, the FDIC can barely cover anyone, in terms of insurance. So think about what happens, and remember around the overall viewpoint within digital wallets, only 4% of the world right now has digital wallets. That's equivalent to 1998 in terms of adoption of the internet. I believe what we are seeing around the macro and around finance itself is going to not only accelerate, but it's going to ignite a massive push for individuals to come over to crypto. Think about that. 96% of the world doesn't even hold crypto. They don't even have a digital wallet. What do you think happens next? Now, I also want to pinpoint you to another major factor around all of this. It's not just banks collapsing. It is CBDCs. Here we have from Peter, he's actually quoting Wall Street Silver, all within the CBDC, nothing outside the CBDC, nothing against the CBDC. Here we have the demonization of cash is gaining steam. They will gradually keep lowering the maximum cash usable for transactions until it is banned. Listen closely to this.
In Europe, this threshold, above 1,000 euros, you cannot pay cash. If you do, you are on the gray market. You take your risk. You get caught, you are fined, or you go in jail.
So you go to jail for spending your own money if they don't control it. That's coming here. Tulsi Gabbard has spoken out against it. She, of course, ran for president, served in the House from Hawaii, and joins us now. Congressman, thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks, Tucker.
This is so dystopian. You'd hate to think it could ever come here. You think it might?
Well, yeah, I mean, this is just the latest effort by those in power in our country who are intent on undermining and taking away our own freedoms and liberties. This central bank digital currency is about government-sanctioned surveillance and control. It's about them being able to keep track of every single thing that we purchase, whether it's a stick of gum or an automobile or anything in between. And so if they have all this information and data, which they will in this system, then where does that lead? It gives them the power to decide, okay, well, hey, we don't want to allow you to purchase certain things, or we may deem it necessary to freeze your overall account. This power and what they can do with it, it's not something we have to imagine. We've already seen how Democrats in Congress, Elizabeth Warren and others, are pressuring credit card companies to code and keep track of any purchase that's made at a store that sells firearms. Why? So that these private companies can then say, hey, this person is purchasing, I don't know what they deem is kind of the threshold, but they will then report that as suspicious activity to law enforcement, and then expect law enforcement to take action and go after the purchases, legal purchases that a private person made. So this all comes back to how you open this. Once we give up our economic autonomy, we no longer have freedom. Once we allow someone else to control our wallet, they then control our freedom.
Do you think people understand what this means? It'll be sold, as always, as an effort to push back against terrorism or international financiers or crime or whatever. But do people understand on a gut level what could be coming?
I don't think they do. And it's understandable, because if you listen to what the government is telling us, like with all of these other things, whether it's the Patriot Act or the Restrict Act, they're doing the very same thing with this, saying, hey, this is for your own good. This is for your convenience, to make it easier for you to conduct transactions, when in fact they are giving themselves all of the power, taking it away from us, undermining our God-given rights and freedoms in the Constitution, because they want to be able to control us. They want to be able to control we the people.
So nicely put. Tulsi Gabbard joining us tonight. Thank you so much.
And this is something happening right now where they are limiting the amount that you could actually spend. They are targeting and tracking your purchases. They don't want you purchasing guns, ammo, things like that. This is a big issue. And remember what I've said. Many individuals, in fact, the whole world will be shocked to understand what is happening. Because remember, everyone in crypto thinks that everyone knows all about this. Like the whole world knows about CBDCs. This is just now gaining a lot of mainstream media attention. 96% of the general public doesn't even know about digital wallets, let alone they don't even know about most of what's happening. I would argue that even a higher percentage of individuals don't even know about CBDCs. Maybe they don't even realize what CBDCs are. This is happening, and this is scary. This is terrifying. This should terrify you. France as well, by the way. France has been a big one. Breaking, France has made it illegal to pay over 1,000 euros in cash. Look at this. There is no obligation to accept more than 50 coins for any single payment. This limit does not apply to cash payments made at treasury counters. However, since January 1st, the latter may not exceed 300 euros. Down here, 1,000 euros maximum cash payments by individuals resident in France for tax purposes or for a professional activity. Think about that. Think about how crazy this is. And I want you guys to understand that this is only going to continue to heighten. This is only going to continue to spread. And yeah, you know, I'm not political at all, but I will say, yes, I believe that this is coming to the US. I believe that this is the US's main idea and focus point. And what is the argument behind this? Well, it's the BRICS. I've talked about this. I believe what the BRICS are doing is going to accelerate the push towards the CBDC in the US. I believe that they are going to utilize this as an example to push us for a CBDC. And also, I've said it time and time again in the past that when you actually look at things happening around the world, right? We are seeing this major pushback against the US dollar. That is fuel for the fire for them to not only say, hey, look at, you know, everyone is pushing back against the US dollar. We might lose our reserve currency status. How can we protect? All right, yeah, US dollar CBDC. They even said it, that a US CBDC could in fact retain the US dollar's reserve currency status. But that is complete nonsense. They're utilizing every single major example and every single major excuse possible to push for a CBDC. And remember that China has been ahead of the curve every step of the way. Everyone still thinks that China is behind us greatly. Look at this roadmap all the way to 2018. Look at this. So here's 2018. This is trade time lapse, USA versus China. Each country's biggest trading partner by year, 1980 to 2018. Look at China dominating around the world. Yet, all the way back into 1980, check out 1980, where the US was a dominant force. This has changed, and this isn't just happening overnight. No, this has been a thing going on for a very, very long time. And it's only going to spread faster and faster and faster because of what the US has been doing. And we do see from Johnny Dean, China has been playing the long game for the last 2 decades. French just met with China, and immediately it's pushing the narrative of less dependence on America. Saudi Arabia said it won't appease America any longer. Japan just ignored Western sanctions. And the US dollar's status is, it's diminishing. It's diminishing greatly. I have said it time and time again in the past. You need to understand the narrative at play. It's not just about what the BRICS are doing. It's not just about a pushback against the US dollar. This is all going to be fuel for the fire for them to say, CBDC, CBDC, CBDC. We are seeing it around the world as well become a reality that CBDCs are becoming the focus point. They want a CBDC because it allows them and it gives them more control. But all of this is very, very beneficial for banking yourself, having decentralized digital currencies that you could utilize. And also remember, right, that those out there that are left behind, that don't want anything to do with crypto, with physical gold, silver, those are going to be the ones that are shocked the most because they haven't listened. They don't want to listen. You go talk to somebody about a CBDC. They don't know what the hell a CBDC is. They're like, what is that? Try talking to somebody about crypto. Try explaining to somebody the use case behind XRP. Most of them don't even understand it. And right now, the BRICS continue to expand rapidly. The BRICS overtake the G7 nations in global GDP. The share of GDP of G7 nations based on PPP fell from 50.42% of the world's GDP in 1982 to 30.39% in 2022. While the share of BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa nations rose from 10.66% to 31.59%. It's only a matter of time before this gets to the point where the US says we 100% need to have a US CBDC. That's going to be that's the end game here. We are seeing a transition period. It's not a recession. It's not a depression. Although, yes, I do believe that they want to collapse the system. I believe that that is their focus point. It's all going to lead us to the transition, the great transition. We're going to, let's push for this. All right, now we are in this transitory, situation where, physical cash is no longer a thing. They're already trying to ban physical cash. Like, this is becoming a reality of finance. They want to get rid of cash. They want to completely change the entire infrastructure from a physical cash dominated system to a digital dominated system. And everything that we've seen in the last couple of years has been perfect for this. They started with the pandemic, right? All right, physical cash is dirty. It's filled with germs. Don't touch it. Do digital transactions. All of a sudden, boom, we've seen a complete decline in cash payments. All right, perfect narrative for them to push CBDCs. And everything that we are seeing now, the war against currency, it's like a currency war. What they're going to do is they're going to say, we need a CBDC to protect our dominance. We need a CBDC to protect our reserve status. It's all nonsense. It's all complete nonsense. And I want you all to understand that, before it's too late, we need to wake up to the fact that these CBDCs are not for our benefit. I see so many people in crypto pushing CBDCs thinking that, their token's going to be utilized for this, that, whatever. We talked about it yesterday. The FedNow service is, what they want to do is they want to create this FedNow service to completely collapse banks, by the way, because the FedNow service, there's not enough liquidity for the FedNow service, the 24/7, 365 settlement of payments. They're going to completely collapse the banking system. They're going to usher in this new system, and what they want to do with a US CBDC is completely attack crypto, because they even said that with a US digital currency, there's no longer a need for crypto and stablecoins. How crazy is that? The true motive behind it all has been showing for a very long time. But I'm telling you, right now, as we look at crypto, this is seriously going to be an incredible hedge against what's coming, because for those out there that are left on the sidelines, that are left with cash and their bank accounts, they are going to completely be shocked at what's coming. And I want everyone to understand that you need to be stacking physical gold, silver. You need to be in crypto. Like, I'm telling you, like, this is the next evolution of what's happening. And it's scary. Like, a lot of what we are seeing around these CBDCs is terrifying, but it's all for complete control, greed. I mean, it's all a power play. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Because you definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. So it's up to you all. Have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are. And this before this has been Nick. Peace out, guys.